Hey everyone, what's up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you can tell by the title and the fact that I have a bare face currently, I am going to be doing the books and makeup tag. So I was tagged to do this by Alexa from Library of Alexa, who I love and adore so much. And okay, she told me how to pronounce this and I'm gonna read it. So from Twali Regina. I don't know if that's right. It looks like Toilet Regina. I also love her so much. She is my Filipina sister. I adore the crap out of her. But they both tagged me to do this and I've been honestly kind of putting it off, but it's time to do this. So I have my makeup literally all around me. I'm sitting on the floor. I have my mirror right here and the questions on my laptop here. So let's get started. So the first question is for primer and it's that was this, not my butt. But it is to pick a book that left a lasting impression. So currently, first of all, I am using the Body Shop Tea Tree Mattifying Lotion. This is I haven't put on lotion yet, and then I will use a primer. I am going to use the Poet X. I just read this in February and I cannot stop thinking about it. It was so good. Oh, it's by Elizabeth Acevedo. I listened to it on audiobook and oh, first I'm going in with this Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I just use this in my T-zone for my pores. This book so it's written in poetry format, but I listened to the audiobook because it's slam poetry and Elizabeth Acevedo narrates it and oh my gosh, it was so good. Not only is it just really well written and well done, but it also was a book that I kind of related a lot to. Ziomata, she deals a lot with struggling with religion and with her body in this, and there was just something so relatable about that for me. It really hit home, and I think just the fact that I saw myself in the main character a little bit, just with her struggles with that, I can't stop thinking about it. I loved it so much. I know that's it's not a new book by any means, but it's one that I'm constantly thinking about. So yes, the Poet X. For foundation, I am going to be using the the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. This is my all-time favorite foundation. I actually have two shades. So this is the darker shade, and then I have a lighter one. This is my winter shade, this is my summer shade, and then in between I'll mix them. But I love this foundation because I feel it's not too full coverage. First of all, I don't love a ton of coverage on my face, but also I just love the finish of it. I feel it looks so natural and beautiful. So yes, this is my all-time favorite. The question for this is pick your favorite first book in a series. So let me put this on and then I will grab the book. The one that, I went with two for this one, but one that I can think of is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I actually haven't continued on with this series yet, but I just felt this was so good. It really set up the world and the magic system beautifully, and I loved the characters so much. So I really liked this. Another one I kind of wanted to talk about is Graceling by Kristen Kishore, I believe. I don't have my physical copy of it anymore, but this is a book I read when I was in middle school or high school, and I just remember absolutely adoring it. It's kind of gotten a little more buzz as of late because Hannah from A Clockwork Reader just read it, and I know a lot of other people have read it. I know Cody's read it and a few others, but it was so good. I would really like to reread it at some point, but I love the fact that it's kind of getting a little more buzz now, and it's a book that I didn't know about because of BookTube, which is kind of cool that I read it. Okay, next up is concealer. So I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. The reason that I use this is because I have terrible under eye bags. I just adjusted the lighting there, and this is super full coverage. And the question for this is to name a character you would like to get rid of. Okay, so I am going to go with Haley from The Hate U Give. Now, she has a great name. She does, but she is a terrible person. So she can go. If you read it, you know what I mean. Okay, so next I'm going to set with powder. So I am using the Maybelline loose finishing powder. This is specifically for my under eyes, and then I like the pressed powder for my face. But the question for powder is to pick your favorite last book in a series. And I had a hard time with this because I could not remember what series I have read. But I am going to go with some kind of basic answers. I'm going to go with Deathly Hallows, of course, and then also the last Percy Jackson book, The Last Olympian. I know, obviously the story kind of continues after Percy Jackson with the Heroes of Olympus story, but I don't know, I love the Percy Jackson series so much, and I just felt like that one summed everything up well. I haven't reread it in a really long time, so I don't know if I would still love it as much as I used to. Ow, my earring. That hurt. I don't know if I would still love it as much as I used to. That one, and then of course Deathly Hallows, because I felt like it really summed everything up well, even though it destroyed me with some of those character deaths. So yeah. Okay, next we are going to do contour. I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer. I like using this for contour just because it is kind of a neutral undertone. I do have some that are more cool for contouring, but this is just what I have next to me, so I'm going to use this. And the question for this is, pick a book that surprised you with how much depth it had. And I am going to go with On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I just read this again in February for Contemporary-a-thon, and I shouldn't have been surprised by it because it's Angie Thomas. Come on. But the fact that, I think it surprised me more than anything because I really just thought it was going to be about the main character Bree trying to jumpstart her rap career. But when in reality, it ended up being about so much more than just that. It talked about race and microaggressions and poverty and just family dynamics and friendships, and just there was so much depth to it, and I absolutely freaking adored it, and I didn't expect it to be as emotional and hard-hitting as it was, which I should have been aware of that, but that was my own brain fart there. Okay, next up is bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer. I love this. Okay, so it's actually kind of broken. I have to hold it in, but I love this because I don't know if you can tell, but it's got kind of a sheen to it, and I feel like it gives the perfect summery glow. And the question for bronzer I got from Books with Chloe, and it is to pick the perfect summer read, and I am going to go with Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. I don't know why, but I think it has to do with the fact that I read it during summer, and I just distinctly remember laying out by the pool and reading it and just having a darn good time reading it. So I'm gonna go with that one. I feel like that kind of adult contemporary with a sort of mystery twist, I feel like that's really good for summer, and just the setting in Australia was kind of summery, I guess. I don't know, that's just what came to mind when I saw that question. And then I actually do highlighter before I do blush, so I'm gonna do highlighter. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Razy highlighter. If you haven't seen this highlighter, just be prepared here. Is that not stunning? It's this kind of goldeny champagne color, and just the texture of it is amazing. The highlight, look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. So this is my all-time favorite highlighter if you want to blind someone. The question for highlighter is pick a book that brightened your day. I'm going to go with Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. This is kind of a weird answer for this, I think, just because it does deal with some kind of dark, heavy things, but what really brightened my day was seeing Eleanor Oliphant's growth throughout the book, and just kind of, I felt like, at the beginning of the book, you really dislike her. She's a very unlikable character. But you see her kind of become humanized, and you see the reasons for why she acts the way that she does, and you get more to her story, and that book is so good. I wish more people would read it because I loved it so freaking much, and I still think about it, and I need a physical copy of it like yesterday. Okay, next I will do blush. I think I'm gonna use this Anastasia of Beverly Hills blush trio. This is in Peachy Love. It has 3 colors to it, but I am going to focus on this color here because it's a little more neutral. I should be doing this right. And the question for this is to name a cringe-worthy romance. Okay. So a cringeworthy romance to me was a romance that takes place in Strange the Dreamer. I know this is a very well-loved book, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Obviously, it wasn't my favorite, but one part that really got me was okay, it's not the central romance. It is actually a side romance. I didn't like it, mostly because of the way it started. And the way that it started was with this non-consensual kiss. And I don't feel like anyone talks about it. And it bothered the heck out of me, and I just felt like it wasn't addressed, and it made me angry. Next, we are going to go to... Are we going to go to eyeshadow? Oh no, we can do eyebrows first. I'm all over the place. Okay, so what I use for eyebrows is the ColourPop Brow Boss. I have this in the shade Dark Brown. I really like this. I like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, I think it is. I like that one, but obviously this is like $5 and that one's like 20 something. The question for this is name a book you think everybody should read. I just realized that I also put Eleanor Oliphant for this one. I didn't mean to do that. So let me think of another one that I think everyone should read. I think everyone should read All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. It's over there. I just don't feel like getting it. But it's a historical fiction novel about this girl who is blind. She lives in France. And then it also follows a boy who, I think he's recruited into like the Hitler Youth. And it's just kind of about their stories individually and then how they eventually come to intertwine. And I just feel like it gives, in a way, both sides to the story, and beautifully written, beautifully done, and I honestly still think about that book. I still cry about it and the way that it ended, and I just think everyone should read it. I know historical fiction is not for everyone, and to be honest, I didn't think I loved it, but after reading that book, I'm like more interested in picking up other ones like The Nightingale. Eyebrows are on. I also set them. I use this L'Oreal Brow Plumper. They don't make it anymore, which makes me really sad, but I like the way that this looks. I like the color, and I just like what it does to my brows. So I basically just like set them so they're kind of pointing upwards, because I like the look of like a kind of bushy undone brow, like very Cara Delevingne-esque. Can you tell? Can you tell? I didn't fill them in very well, so just ignore that. Okay, now we can do eyeshadow. But the question for this is to name a book with, what is it? Pick a book with your favorite colors on the cover. So my favorite colors are green and yellow, and I really like a foresty green and like a bright yellow, or like more of a muted yellow. I'm going to go with We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, just because if you can tell down here, it's like a very muted yellow and then it goes up into green. So it has both of my favorite colors, and also this is just like a beautiful book to begin with. So for today's look, I think I'm going to do the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. As you can tell, I've like used the crap out of this, but I'm not going to use this a ton because I'm really just going to put like some color into my crease, because I really want to use this Stila Magnificent Metal in Kitten Karma. Okay, so that is basically, I just put like a color in the crease, and now I'm going to use this. So these always kind of give me trouble. Let's see if I can do this, but yeah. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, please. I look like a disco ball. Okay, now I'm just gonna quickly do the lower lash line. So basically what I just want to do is take the color that I took into the crease and run it on the lower lash line. If you didn't know, I hate liquid eyeliner. I'm so bad at it. So I'm just going to use like a stick eyeliner. I'm just going to line my upper waterline. But the question is to pick a dark and mysterious book. And I'm going to go with The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel. I like totally forgot this book. I read this book last year and then I was thinking about like dark books, and that one was like the first one that popped into my head because it just, if you've read it, you know, I don't want to like tell you what it's about because it kind of gives away like what the big thing is in it. But yeah, it's very dark because it deals with some pretty taboo subjects. By the way, this is the NYX Très Jolie black eyeliner. I really like it. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. Next question is for mascara. I love mascara. I just feel like it totally like transforms the look, but I use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. The question for this is to name a long book. And let's go with the book that I am currently reading, which is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Like, look at this thing. Look at it. And then we cannot forget the lower lashes. Honestly, this is one of my favorite steps too because I feel like it just really takes the makeup to the next level. I'm acting so weird today. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so finally we are going to do lipstick, and the question for this is to pick your favorite book kiss. And I am going to go with The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. There is a kiss in this. If you know it, you know it. It's like in a closet or like the laundry room. I can't totally remember, but it is with like the main romance in this, and my heart. It was like because I think why I loved it so much is because you want it to happen and you're like waiting for it to happen, and then it does, and it's like, yes, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I love that kiss so much. Now as far as lipstick goes, I don't know what I'm gonna use here. Ooh, do I want to use this? I think I'm gonna use this. This is Dose of Colors Moon Days. I don't love liquid lipsticks, but this is one of, oh, my foot just started cramping. But this is one of my favorites. So let's put this one on. I hope it matches my eye look. We'll see. That'll do, donkey. All right, so I think that's all the questions and the makeup that I needed to do. Now let's figure out some people to tag. So I know first and foremost, I want to tag Gleamo Girl Joelle Art Journaling and Audiobooks. I'll link her channel down below. We have recently started interacting more, and I found, or well, we kind of found each other through Cody, and I adore her so much. She's so cool. She always comments on my videos and they just brighten my day. But she told me that she used to have a beauty channel, so I would love to see her take on this. I would also, I'm gonna tag a few people, and if I tag you, don't feel obligated to do it, just if you want. But I am also going to tag Mia Rose Reads, as well as Mary from With Cinnamon Please, Melanie from Mel to the Any, if you want to do it, if you're feeling like doing a tag. I would love to see your makeup routine because you always look amazing. Amazing. And then finally, Madeline from Novel Inc. If you haven't done this tag before, I would love to see you do it as well because again, your makeup is always incredible. So that was it for this video. I'm sorry, I feel like it was like a little bit of a mess, but I really enjoyed doing this. I liked how this turned out. It's a lot more glam than I usually do, but I'm about to film some more videos, so I feel like it's kind of appropriate. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to leave me a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you'll choose to subscribe, so I will see you in my next video. Bye!